Once upon a time, in a kingdom in the heart of Africa, there lived a wicked, proud, and heartless king named Afam. He was known throughout the land for his heartless tyranny, and his subjects lived in constant fear of his wrath. King Afam's cruelty knew no bounds. He imposed heavy taxes, imprisoned innocent people, and showed no mercy to those who needed it. The kingdom of Zaru, under the oppressive rule of the king, was shrouded in darkness and despair. Its people longed for a savior, someone who could deliver them from the clutches of their king, who feared neither God nor man. One day, a young widow came to meet the king to report her brother-in-law who had taken all the land her husband owned because she had no male child. The king laughed and told her to marry her daughters off so her son-in-laws could at least feed her, or she could beg her brother-in-law to marry her. But beside those two options, there was nothing he could do. The poor widow left his presence in tears and with a very heavy heart. King Afam felt no remorse. His wife, the queen, cautioned him to be careful and at least pity the widow, but he shunned her. One beautiful day, the king was taking a walk outside the palace. Then he noticed a very big and beautiful fruit orchard with river flowing in it. He really loved the garden and wondered why he had never noticed the garden. He spent hours in the garden admiring its beauty and the different fruits it produced. The owner of this place must be a very lucky man. He asked his guards for the owner of the garden and they said Achebe. So he sent for Achebe. King Afam made his offer to buy the garden from Achebe, but Achebe refused, saying he was not interested in selling, since it was a gift from his father and had been in his generation for years. King Afam persuaded him that would give him more land in exchange that also belonged to his family, but Achebe was adamant. The following day, the king sent his guards to give money to Achebe, but he rejected the money. Afterwards, Achebe went to see the king and explained to him once again why he wasn't interested in selling his land. The king said, I am offering you money. I'm offering you money more than the value of your land. You should take it. This type of money has never been in your generation. If you don't sell it, then I would seize it. So Achebe was locked up and his land was forcefully taken by King Afam. That day, Amaka, Achebe's wife, came into the palace to beg the king to release her husband. The king ignored her and she was thrown out of the palace. The queen, after seeing the drama, went to meet the king, but he also ignored her. The following day, Amaka returned again. She begged and pleaded with the king to release her husband. The king refused and ordered that she be thrown out of his presence. The queen came again and said to the king, we have more lands than we need. That is the only land Achebe and his family have. Please, my king, spare them and return the land. King Afam was furious. He said, remember, you're only a queen because I am a king. If you disturb me over this matter again, I will have you dethroned. That night, King Afam had a dream. He saw Amaka, but she looked different. She looked at him and informed him, you have been weighed on the balance and found wanting. You shall pay the price. The king laughed. How can a poor woman like you tell me I have been weighed and found wanting? I am the king and I have power and authority over all. He ordered for her husband to be brought out and flogged in her presence so she could do her worst. As he was flogged, his wife begged and cried. Then suddenly, it stopped breathing. Amaka moved closer to Achebe, her husband. And when she saw that he was dead, she screamed in a very loud voice. There was lightning and thunder as she screamed. Everywhere became very dark. Everyone was scared, including the king. Then there was total silence. And they noticed that the king had disappeared. only his crown was left on the chair. After a few days, there was a search for the king. The chief priest said the king was still alive somewhere, and the curse could only be lifted by the person who had placed it. The queen was disturbed about the situation because she really loved her husband despite his evil attitude. She told the chief priest that no stone should be left unturned in searching for her husband. The guards searched everywhere for King Afam but couldn't find him. The chief priest said he was closer than you think and he was somewhere within the kingdom. Thank you. Watch out for part 2.